I want to take a couple of minutes and talk about what happened out there in Colorado with the massacre at the movie theater. I've listened to a lot of news coverage on it today. Um, you know, and it's real troubling to see people, news outlets just want to paint this thing in a political way. They want to make it into they're attacking the Tea Party. They did the exact same thing many months back when that murder, that butcher in Arizona shot Senator Giffords and some other folks there. Yeah, the media was so quick to jump on that. You've got the anti-gun nuts that are just running around out there, wanting to blame the Tea Party. They want to, ban this, ban. They just react to everything. They don't respond to situations, and that's kind of happening again. I tend not to make it a habit of watching PMS NBC, but that's where all the imbeciles are going to hang out and talk their anti-gun drivel and I mean. But first, we all ought to just take a minute and just kind of reflect and think about the lives that were lost, and maybe hold your kids a little bit closer tonight, and just pray for the families and all those that have been affected by this. But I want to move on just a little bit from that and discuss some of the things that I hear from people who have no clue. Again, I was watching MSNBC. This guy was talking about the little curvy thing. He's trying to explain this AR-15, and he's like, well, do you see that little curvy thing up in the front of the gun? Well, the curvy thing is called a magazine, okay? And an AR-15 is a semi-automatic rifle, which means it fires every time you pull the trigger. But you've got guys who don't even know what a magazine is, reporting on guns. And Louis Gohmert, a representative out of Texas, made a very valid point. Had other folks had a concealed carry permit with a firearm, could they have minimized the tragedy here? Now, I understand the shooter had body armor, but if they could have slowed him down or did a headshot, could it have minimized the carnage? The police showed up very quickly, and to their credit, they were there within a minute and a half of being dispatched. But they couldn't get into the theater because of the tear gas that apparently was set off. So the police got there, but they couldn't do anything about it. People need to know, a concealed carry permit, you just don't show up, sign up for it, and they grant it to you. It's not like that. It's not necessarily that simple to get. You have to go through an instruction course set up by an instructor who's approved by the state. That includes, training in the classroom, training at the firing line. Then after you complete that course, you have to, pay a fee to have everything processed. Here locally in Kansas, I had to go through my city police department, the sheriff, the county. Went through the FBI, the KBI, Kansas Bureau of Investigations, and the Attorney General's office. So pretty much you're going to be vetted at that point. That you're not a criminal, you're not suicidal. There are no guarantees. You want a guarantee? Buy a toaster. Okay? There's no guarantees in life. We've all seen the stories about, a trained policemen who have snapped and just shot people. Shot their family. They just lose it. You can't legislate away criminal behavior or psychosis or psychotics. You can't do it. This individual, now listen closely, this individual legally purchased every firearm that he had over a several month period. Legally purchased it. He had no criminal background. Even if you require all these background checks like these imbeciles on MSNBC are sitting there, oh, we need tougher gun laws. He would have passed every one of them. The tragedy still would have occurred. He bought them legally. Okay? He bought them from a gun store. When you go to a gun store, you have to fill out paperwork. You have to fill out an application. Okay? All that stuff's done. They call it in. They call it into the FBI. Well, guess what? He would have passed. There were no flags that would have been raised by him going to buy a gun. So all these idiots, these liberal, namby-pamby, they just shut the hell up. All right? You libs that just hate guns, shut up. Don't take away my ability to protect myself because someone had a psychotic break, that someone just lost their damn mind. You know, I've never done anything to have my freedoms curtailed. Don't curtail mine. Geez, what? If somebody commits a crime using an automobile, should we take everyone else's cars away? Should we make it tougher for you to buy a car? You know, should we make it tougher to get driver's licenses? I mean, how many crimes are committed with cars? I would say probably far more than firearms. Just guessing, I don't know. But, I mean, geez, I mean, we got to do something, right? I mean, look at all these drunk drivers. Well, by golly, if we just ban cars, you know, do we stop people with who've had a DUI before they buy a car? Do we run a background check? Maybe we should. If you have a DUI, you can't buy a car. This is stupid. These are people that hate guns. And look at history. Look at history. You know, our founding fathers gave us the Second Amendment and the right to keep and bear arms for a reason. Go out, do the homework, look at why they did. Look at history and look at what places like Nazi Germany and Italy and things like back in the 30s and 40s. Look at what they did. They went in and they disarmed the people. Okay? Don't, as far as these idiots talking about, AR-15 and Glock. It's a Glock. A Glock is just a gun. It shoots the same bullet, same caliber as any other gun that fires that caliber. They want to make it sound like, oh, I get a Glock. That's what law enforcement carries. So what? Law enforcement also carries Taurus. They also carry Sig Sauer. Some of them carry FN. They carry various types of weapons. An AR-15. It's okay. It fires the same round as they use in the military. Well, you look at that round, and it's just as or less lethal than some of the rounds that he used for deer hunting, a 30-06 or a 308. They want to make everything sound so sinister. But folks, let's just step back here. This isn't the time to start pointing fingers and running around and trying to pass dumb legislation. We need to sit back and respond to things. Don't react. Because frankly, you could have made gun laws really tough and he still would have got it. He had a clean slate. He had no problems. He bought them. He'd been planning it for months. So, again, let's settle down. You folks on the left, just shut the hell up. You guys don't know what you're talking about. A little curvy thingy up on the front of the rifle. The curvy thingy. The curvy thingy? Really? Ooh, an AR-15. Well, that's the same gun that they use in the military. Really? I thought the AR-15 was basically the civilian version of the M16. But I don't know which is the M16 has either automatic or semi-automatic fire. So, but anyway, don't listen to these knee-jerk. This Ron Reagan retard on MSNBC. What an ass! That guy's an ass. We just saw a couple days ago on the news. A 71-year-old man was at an internet cafe when two guys broke in, one with a gun. Well, they didn't break in, they burst in. One with a gun, one with a bat. And because the 71-year-old man had his concealed carry permit, he was able to wound both the criminals and prevented anyone from getting harmed. But I know it's just an internet cafe, and it was just two criminals, and Well, we don't want to hear the good stuff about people saving the day. It's not sensational enough. It's not sensational. Granted, 12 people died. It's absolutely horrible. But with freedom, comes responsibility. And there are going to be some people that abuse that responsibility. They abuse that freedom. And we have a criminal justice system that will deal with those people. Okay? Just because someone does something really, really bad doesn't mean you take everyone else's freedom. Again, if someone kills someone drunk driving, should we make it tougher for everybody else to buy a car? Tougher for everyone else to get a driver's license? Should we clamp down and start banning, alcohol everywhere? Or do you punish the people that commit the crime? Folks, use your God-given brain. Think about it. Don't react to it. Respond to it. Use common sense. We can feel bad. We can feel bad for the people that lost their lives. Okay, but we need to use this going forward. We got to understand, bad people do bad things. We can't pass law. Think of it like this. This man legally purchased all his firearms, all of his ammunition, legally. Okay? And when you buy a gun, you have to pass an instant background check. They call the FBI. I know. Okay? And to top it all off, we have laws that say you can't go and murder people. Okay? That's against the law. Did the law stop them? Okay? The law didn't stop them. Okay? Pass all the laws you want. Bad people do bad things. Okay? Apparently he has some bombs and explosives or something in his apartment. What if he had just showed up at that movie theater and tossed a couple of bombs in there and just blew a bunch of people up? You can't pass laws to protect everything. If you say you can't murder people, that should be sufficient. But I do want you to think that imagine if there was just a few people or one person that had a concealed carry weapon with him that could have taken this guy out when he was firing. If he stopped when he stopped to reload, he could have stood up, shot him in the head, could have taken him out. But there was nobody in there that had the ability to stop this. So let's think about this. Let's respond to what's happened. Take some time here, and let things cool down. Let cooler heads prevail. So that's just my perspective. Just because I've seen all the lunatics on the left wanting to go for the big gun grab. All right. So I hope that gives you something to think about from a perspective of a person who loves freedom, but also understands that there's personal responsibility that comes along with it. So anyway, I appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you next time.